What are we missing out there, parents, in teaching our kids? What are the top ones you think that I would be like, man, you got to teach parents? Come on. I'm sure some of y'all might have seen my hygiene video.
Today, I just learned that there's grown adults out there that when they wipe, they don't look at it.
I mean, I don't know how to put this, but we just, we're just gonna throw it out there. We talk about everything. They don't look when they wipe their booties, and even when you get an all clear, you still gotta circle back.
I feel like you just probably parents just kind of forget. They think they'll just figure these things out, but you might as well just be safe than sorry. Because
you got to be proactive on this one. We are back. Episode 26. Let's go.
Oh my gosh.
How does it, every time I say it, I'm like...
Every time, they're probably like, why do they get so excited?
I know. But it's so, like I said, because filming this one seemed like we literally just filmed yesterday.
And it feels like that every week.
I know. Because we film on Mondays. For the most part, we film on Mondays, and I'm serious. When I woke up this morning, I was like, "There's no way it's podcast day."
I know. I was planning out my day and going to the gym and stuff later, and I was like, "Oh, it's podcast day."
It's podcast day.
But I get excited because I feel like sometimes I have busy weeks and don't see you as much, so we always get to.
I know this is like our time. Yes. It's our time because man, you're in class full time now.
I know.
That's crazy. So yeah, I look forward to my Mondays.
No, me too.
Mondays with Drew.
Mondays with you.
I like that. Mondays with Drew, Mondays with you. And this is Mondays with all of y'all.
Yes.
Because we are talking back.
Powered by Life 360.
I'm Billy.
And I'm Drew.
Man, thank you guys for showing up, always being here.
Yes.
Episode 26 is just getting better and better.
Almost to the end of the year.
I saw something today. It's 5 more Sundays till Christmas. All right, think about that. Because that's dumb. 5 Sundays till Christmas.
We got our Christmas lights up.
We did. I wish y'all could see the Christmas lights.
I know. Did you put them on?
I did not.
Put them on
I know. We'll just, yeah.
Because you guys got to see them. They look so cute.
They do. They do. I like the colors.
I know.
This year.
I do.
Very cool colors. But speaking of those cool colors, I thought I was going to change them, but we were actually driving to go get some new colors when I got this notification on my phone. And it was one of those, and your mom picks up the phone. So when she's driving, I'll pick up my phone when I get the notifications. Your mom's usually in there. And so we looked on it, and it's a star. Kenny got a star for driving safely.
Oh, good.
And I looked down at my speedometer, and I'm like, yep.
I got to
send the safe star driving back. I've got to get that when we park.
Yes.
It just it's so just that little bitty thing from Life 360 that shows your kid made it safe, and you get a star because if you speed, it sends this big old rocket like this, the red siren thing, and going too speedy fast, and
get the flames.
Exactly. You don't want those. You want the star, the nice safe, because it's all about. I don't care who or what you are. You're never going to say, man, I'm so glad that I took a chance and I got in that wreck. I'm so glad I was so late and I sped and we got in a wreck.
Yeah, I was just thinking about it the other day, and it's such a silly, simple thought, but I was like, if literally everyone just drove safe, they just care, if you just remember in that moment, the distractions are important, everyone just drove safe, it would probably, I feel like
take a deep breath. Man, there's so many road ragers out there. It's I know y'all in bad moods, but man.
It's not worth it.
It is not worth it. Man, I'm just telling y'all, if y'all find yourselves and you get cut off in traffic, man, don't run up there and start honking. Let it be. Let it be. Because, man, I'm just telling y'all, man, people are crazy.
Oh, yeah.
People are crazy. I mean, they'll shoot you.
Yeah, you have to.
Shoot you.
You don't want to just leave it alone. It might make you mad for a second, but life goes on. And
get your safe star. Get your Life 360 free safe star alert that shows the whole family and your circle. Hey, look at me. I drove here safe. Yeah. I did good. And the best thing about like it's free. And like I said, it made me literally think. I'm like, dang, okay, cool. I want to one up her.
Drive safe now.
I want to send up a star too. It just makes you think about those little things. Just some cool features like that. But download it, absolutely free.
Yes, you might as well.
But it's free. That's what I just keep thinking to myself. I mean, it's such a cool free app, and it keeps everybody safe. There's so many cool things on it. But anyways, so we had Tulsa Oilers tryouts this weekend.
Right.
For football. If you were there, man, this was the best group of talented guys we have had try out in 3 years.
Really?
So props if any of y'all see this, if any of y'all, we had some really good guys try out. There will be several invites to camp this year from some people at that tryout. No doubt about it. But while we're at tryouts, Marvin Jones, head coach. If you don't know, Marvin Jones is NCAA Hall of Famer, probably the best linebacker to ever play a college football game. Played 11 years with the New York Jets. He calls me over. He's like, Billy, come here. He's talking to some of these college kids that are trying out. And he's like, hey, what do you think? And I had no idea. He put me right on the spot. Didn't know what he was doing. Didn't know what he was going to say. He said, what do you think the number one thing in a college business class that they do, or actually, what is the two most important things in a college business class that they do not teach in college?
I don't even think I know.
And I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay, I'm going to think about this because I want to.
Yeah, you want to.
I find myself a successful business guy.
No, I feel like you can think of it more than I could yet.
So, but I got it right. I got it right that I was on the same page with Marvin Jones, and it was really a no-brainer to me. And I just I said, the person you marry and the person that you're going to have kids with. Those are the two things that are most important about business that they will not teach you in college. They leave that out. They leave that out.
Because that's who they affect every like they motivate you or they don't, and
that's who has your, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's, if I don't have somebody supporting my goals, and in fact, if I have somebody going the complete opposite of my, while I'm trying to reach my goals.
You away
and then if I have kids with somebody that's like, I can't, God forbid we are not married, but we have kids, and then I can't see those kids, and then they want my paycheck, and then they want to do this.
Like all you're thinking about it consumes your life. You have to think about. But it is crazy that's what it was, because literally yesterday in the car on the way to the mall, me, Ken, and Zion, we were just talking about how that's the second most important decision we think you'll make in your life. It's the first we think is giving your life to Christ.
Giving your life to Jesus Christ. That's crazy that y'all talked about that on a different. I mean, the second most important decision in your life, and over here in business, it is the first most important thing. I mean, now granted, you could put Jesus first in your business, and I'm not taking away anything because we always put Jesus first here. But the thing that they do not teach you is that right there. And that is, parents, teach your kids to choose wisely. I'm sure some of y'all can be learn from me because I made the biggest mistake ever. Look at, you don't do that though. You don't put down your choices to your kids. I mean, they can see they're not dumb. They know. Yeah, they already know. But man, teach your kids to choose wisely. It is so, so important who they marry. It is the number one determining factor in how successful your bank account is going to be. If you stay together, if you get divorced, that is a huge hit. Right. Huge hit to your bank account.
And just because whoever you're around all the time is obviously we say all the time, who you're around is who you're going to be. So you want to be with someone who equally drives you to meet your goals and equally wants to support you the same way you support them. And genuinely, because I feel even people in relationships sometimes are jealous of the other person. Sometimes stuff they hold them back. So you just have to be careful. You want to be with someone who just wants the best for you truly and wants to lift you up and see you do what you want to do.
No doubt about it. No, there's just no, I couldn't imagine being with somebody that, pulled me back. Yeah. Held me back. Didn't support me. Didn't baby, what are your dreams? What are your goals? What are, I mean, sitting there talking to me like that, and then, and being like, I got you. Let's go do this
Let's
thing.
do it together.
Let's
and
go
I'll be right
do
here every
this.
step of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And both of y'all are for each other, man. That's like, it gives me, I mean, seriously, I have goosebumps thinking about it with Lindsay, because that's what we have. It's unbelievable how much, and again, we say it, where's your wife? Do you have a wife? Man, I got the best freaking wife.
She prefers to be behind the camera.
She's more than welcome to be on that camera anytime she wants. We encourage it.
Yeah,
but
she just prefers to be on the other side of it.
She's got the brains behind this whole operation.
You'll see her occasionally. And
there's so much to it. Man, when we do these brand deals, I mean, this whitelisting stuff and this, you got to give all the, all of your, oh man, my brain went, all the statistics that come with it once your video posts, and then you got to give them access to boost your post for you, and then you got to link them to your Facebook page, TikTok page. There is I'm telling you, it sounds like, and for some of y'all, it may be easy, and it's easy.
Yeah, we are like blessed to be able to do this and call it a job, but there is like stuff behind the scenes, and she is like very good at doing all that stuff.
So many people see it. There's so much that goes into this. You just, yes, I get to make videos with my family, and
it's fun. And so I'm like,
this is, to be now that you got a full-time job, this is where I look for. I'm like, man, it's Monday.
Yes,
I get to hang out with Drew.
Yeah. But also I saw a TikTok the other day, and it was like this wife was saying that her husband, he said to her, like, he doesn't consider her family. And, like, everyone was agreeing, which is so random. But I just feel like that is...
I saw that.
Yeah.
And my heart, broke
like,
for that lady, because what do you... Husband... And I've seen this. And like you said, I saw some of the comments. They're like, what do you...
Yeah.
That's normal. That's normal. But, like,
so
what? Man, my wife is
the person I, like,
everything.
Give my everything to doesn't see me as family. Like, that would just, like, crush...
Man, that would hurt. I couldn't believe that when I saw that. We saw the same one. That's definitely making the rounds. His wife.
If you're not gonna marry someone, you don't see family. Don't marry them.
Don't marry him.
You're like two becoming one when you get married. How is that not family?
And here's the deal too: if you're marrying that person, that might be a good question. Hey, if we get married, are we family? It seems like that's not an interview question that you need to ask for your future spouse, but maybe we're going to have to put that on the application now.
Yeah.
Because that is wild to me. That is wild. That is my person. That is my everything.
Yeah.
It is God. And then it is my spouse, and then it's the kids, and you got, that's what I've taught you guys. That's the order.
Yeah.
That's it. There would be some to argue the kid, but you guys are right there. Y'all, you know exactly what I'm saying by that. But man, yeah, that one I could go on about that.
It's so like, I was just like, that's very sad.
It's not cool.
No.
It's not cool at all. So, it's cool we brought all this up, but that got me to thinking. All this got me to thinking is, what are we missing out there, parents, in teaching our kids?
Mm-hmm.
So, I came up with a list, and I'm going to ask you, and see if you get some of these that are on my list.
Okay.
So, what is some of the things, what are the number, 1, 2, 3, 4, top 20 things that you think parents should be teaching your kids out there? One, I've got some interesting ones in here.
What are like the top ones? I think.
What are the top ones you think that I would be like, man, you got to teach parents? Come on, do better. Teach your kids this right here.
Okay, like hygiene. I feel like you have to teach them how to.
So let's talk about that.
Okay.
Because I'm sure that some of y'all might have seen my hygiene video. Did you see my hygiene video?
Oh, wait, yes, I did.
Remember my hygiene video? I don't know how to put this, but we just, but there's some people out there that literally think, they don't, we're just gonna throw it out there. We can talk about anything. They don't look when they wipe their booties. They don't look at it. Granted, nobody wants to, I'm not, be like, woo, that's, that's cool.
But I feel like it's just like gotta make sure you're done.
You gotta make sure, right? But there's people out there that 3 wipes, I'm done, that's it, No
Yeah, that's
more.
cool.
I mean,
Like, I don't know why you would, like, it's not like it's gonna take you a long time to shave, but
no, but
that'll give you, like, an infection, I'm sure, or something.
that is a huge thing we got to see. I mean,
Yeah.
we got the bidet and we do it, in our bathroom. But I've, the wet wipes, I'm a huge fan of. Huge fan of wet wipes.
Yeah.
Or just freaking
like
and
just, like,
and even when you get an all clear, you still got to circle back. I mean, in my opinion, you got to circle because I've got an all clear and then I've circled back and it's not all clear and I'm like, okay, here we go. We got more to go. Who would ever thought we were talking about wiping booties on, talking back? But this is it. Everything's on the table here. But it is But I see this. Parents, we got to teach our kids hygiene. There's some kids that they talked about. They feel like they don't even wash their lower body because they're like, oh, the soap runs down.
Yeah, so I feel like you just probably parents just kind of forget. They think they'll just figure these things out, but you might as well just be safe than sorry. Because
you got to be proactive on this one.
Yeah, definitely. So I just feel like with showering, making sure you present yourself nicely. Obviously not all the time, but look good, feel good. So just
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just
it makes a huge difference in just who you are in your overall.
If you feel confident and hygiene is a big part of that. I feel definitely is.
I mean, because I don't understand how some people you just can brush your teeth, use a good mouthwash.
Yeah.
Get the little dental flossers, get the little picks.
About always using mouthwash and flossers, but when I go to the dentist, it always makes me want to do it some more. So
right, exactly.
Just be doing it.
Yep.
But
all that.
It's hygiene, how you treat yourself.
Love it. Self-care, self-aware.
Yeah.
That's it.
How you treat others. I feel
obviously that's a huge thing.
Yeah,
that's a huge thing. Treating others is so because
that's why I have this tattoo, be sweet, because I feel even though I feel to some people it's just whatever, but I feel you just don't realize how much you affect other people and how you never know seriously what anyone's going through, and people can always just use you to even just simply smiling at somebody. I feel I do that a lot, and I feel I can just tell how people just get happier once you just smile at them.
Smile at them. How hard is that to teach your kid to be kind to others too? Because I'm telling y'all, we've talked about this on here before too. Some of y'all know your kid's a bully. You just know it. I mean, if you don't, your kid has you something. You better get involved with your kid's life. That's all I can say, because some of these kids out there, oh my gosh.
If they just and I know hurt people sometimes, and that's why you have to just be sweet regardless of how someone's treating you. But
Orange Red Bull.
I mean, not always. There's going to be. I mean, you should always be sweet no matter how people are treating you. But I know there's off chances sometimes.
Absolutely.
But because you also have to. I feel you also have to teach your kids how to stick up for themselves and set boundaries. I feel that's a big thing. Make sure they don't let people walk all over them. Make sure they are able to speak up for what they want, and don't feel they can't say no to people or anything like that. So
saying no. That is so big.
Yeah.
That is so big.
Because I feel a lot of people just kind of forget to teach their kids that. And so then their kids grow up and they're a people pleaser. And that's not
I'm proud dad over here right now because you nailing them. I mean, everything you're saying is on my list. But that's a huge one, though. Because how do we teach our kids to say no? We have to allow our kids to be able to say no to us. In a respectful way.
Not if they're being no, I'm not going to go do the dishes for you. That's
then
different.
That's different. That's different. But
if it's even something simple as if they put on an outfit that they really don't like, they could be I don't want to wear this. Can I wear something different? Little things like that. Just if they don't feel comfortable in whatever situation, respectfully, they show to say no.
Yeah, and let them explain, just like I preach on parents, explain your no's to your kids, and y'all be out there, I don't even explain anything to my kids.
Sometimes there's obviously reasons. They might not want something, and sometimes it might be best for them. But, they also, it's good if you let them do stuff like that way. Because if they always tell you no, and you're no, you're going to wear that anyway. Then other people, they're going to grow up and just be oh, if I tell them no, they're just going to be like, they're not going to care. They're not going to listen. So I feel like that is very important.
That's so big. So big.
And then you should teach them. I forgot what I even said.
You've done good though. You've done real good.
You should teach them. That'll kind of, a lot of them like tie into each other.
Here's one that was really off the wall that I thought about, and I don't know if anybody thinks about this, but just something as small as how to approach animals. That was like one that was off, you know, it was
I probably wouldn't have thought about that, but
there's not many people that think about that one, but that's a big, because I've seen kids run up to dogs out, you know, and
because they don't know,
and they don't know. Teach your kids how to approach animals, because even horses. I mean, you don't want to walk up to a horse from behind them. You get kicked. I mean, how many videos do we see of, you know, when it's a horse and a guy, and I mean, it's like he's fixing to get just rocked into next week.
And did you hear that, like, this photographer lady on TikTok? I forget, but, like, she took photos with animals for a while, and she got this one family, and they, like, told her that they had dogs, and she was like, okay, they didn't say what kind of dogs, but... And then, like, when they got there, I don't even know, I forget the whole story, but she ended up getting bit really bad, and, like, it was really, really bad. She didn't do anything at all, but...
Man.
Just like, so you never know. You have to be careful.
Animals. I mean, parents, teach your kids to, you know, respect animals. And by respect, I mean, like, know that animal can turn on the... Animals are wild animals. Even if they're dogs, they're still freaking wild dogs. You know, you still have to be able to respect dogs and respect animals. I mean, how many times have we come over here and, you know, we have French bulldogs and everybody think they're... But... how many times have we seen it? Little kids get right in our little dogs' faces. They're grabbing, you know. Yeah. And Pepe would...
Yeah, our dogs now, they don't really care. But, like, my old dog, he would never, like, bite, but little kids would get scared because he would go, like kind of
he would nip at them, and he would headbutt. Remember, he would be... Like, he was a headbutter. He would headbutt them. I mean, they would go flying.
Only if you got in his face.
But it's like, teach your kids, don't put your face right in a wild animal's face. Even though, you know, you see a house dog, you see a house pet, that dog, that house pet is still wild. It's still an animal. It's got instinct. So teach them how to respect animals. But yeah, I thought that was just, I was like, man, that's just one that, you know, because we talk about that. I remember when y'all growing up, and because I had a buddy that got bit in grade school. I just remember it was horrible. Like his whole half of his face, I was Doberman pinscher, and it just, I mean, mauled his. He was lucky to be alive and make it.
So sad.
And I still, being in grade school, I was too young to understand what he did. But you know, that whole situation, I feel like could have somehow, some way, you know, been helped, and you know, but it's one of those things. You got to be aware.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of them like tying together. But I feel like you should teach your kids to like express themselves. You should teach them to.
And how? Okay, so let's take that a step further. How do we teach a kid to? Because
I feel like most of the stuff I feel like you have to do. I feel like you have to just express yourself and be yourself. Like I feel like, you know. Oh, I'm just gonna spit a little.
That's
like,
all good.
I feel like the kids who like really express themselves when you meet their parents, like the parents are super outgoing, like they're just fully themselves, and I feel like everybody's different, but I feel like you just being you and like not being scared to be you shows them like they don't have to be, and like, and just you accepting them for who they are, and like maybe if you know what they like, you get them clothes like that, or you get them stuff for their room like that, or you just kind of. I feel like that you can help them like that, kind of.
Exactly, and so here's the thing. One of the number one comments we see on my thing is, you're not preparing the kids for the real world. You're not preparing the kids to you know, when they get a boss, they're just going to just disrespect.
It's like, no,
it is totally the opposite of what every one of them say, and I wish that I could just, and they know it. I feel like they know it down deep, because that's why they're so, you know, they're so combative in the comment section, and you can just tell they're angry while they're typing it. But no, we have taught you guys completely how to respect a boss, completely how to respect a job, while they're sitting there disrespecting you, but expect you to go respect somebody else.
Yeah, no, if someone's being disrespectful to you, you don't have to take that.
What is that? And not only, but what is that teaching? Yeah. You know, that's teaching you that, well, this person's in a bigger job, so he's disrespecting me.
I just need to let him disrespect me.
This ain't my daddy. He's not going to respect me, like, or disrespect me. Like, it's like, I mean, it's totally the opposite of what we are trying to
And I feel
accomplish.
like a lot of those people that like say that stuff in your comments probably are disrespectful, and they probably get those more disrespectful people because of how they act. And most, like, I mean, I've had a job, I've like done stuff, and mostly I haven't dealt with people that disrespect me too much, and I feel like it's just because I'm like respectful to them,
You're
so I usually
respectful
get
to
it back.
them, and you know it's a two-way street.
Yeah,
You
there's like
realize.
one-offs where people obviously will probably be disrespectful to you, and I feel like in my like, and sometimes you can just stick up for yourself because you don't have to let anyone disrespect you, but you know the position you're in if you need to kind of like, I don't know, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Sometimes there's times you might have to put up with No, I don't want to ever say anyone has to put up with disrespect, but you also know what I mean. Sometimes,
but sometimes you do have to like you
but
are
I mean,
in a
if it's
position
too much,
to
don't ever let any. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
Like if it's like little minor, like you can get over it. That's just.
And look at this. This is my daughter. I wish I could show y'all this video today. I mean, she knows she's not going to let anybody disrespect her, but at the same time, if she does have to do that for a job, there's going to be time where she's like, I don't like this, but
yeah. And if
I
would never like. That's why you have boundaries because
exactly.
like if someone crosses those boundaries, then
can you believe it? She knows boundaries. She knows. I mean, and I did such a horrible job of not preparing you guys for the real world.
Yeah,
it's so funny.
It is.
But okay, so here's another big one.
Okay.
That was on my list is forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
Teaching your kids how to forgive people. But again, in the right situations, standing up for you. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about when you truly need to forgive somebody. And I feel like, the only way you can necessarily teach somebody, I can tell you all day long, but I need to show you. And I feel like, even just saying I'm sorry to you and asking you, I've asked you before. I'm like, do you forgive me? Because as a parent, we get frustrated.
No, like he's never done anything close where I wouldn't forgive him.
No. But but like I've I yelled a little louder than I meant to yell, and I'm like, man, I'm really sorry for getting a little frustrated.
Frustration being like taken out whenever it wasn't meant for. Like,
yes, I'm frustrated at because I kick, and sometimes I came home, I've missed, and I missed a bit, and I probably came home.
He's never came home and just been in a bad mood, but then if something happened, maybe I was in trouble or something, so that might just
it amplified it.
Which not anymore. Obviously, I don't really get in trouble.
No.
But you know what I mean. It's never. It's just
But it's
normal occurrences that happen, and sometimes and then also if I already had a bad day and then I got in trouble, I probably would handle it a little bit different than if I was having a great day too.
And I'm the first one that I do. I ask you. I'm like, man, and you don't have to. I don't have to be forgiven now, but I just want you to forgive me, and eventually, and
which I feel like there's you have to know because there's a line between holding grudges and then forgiveness, and I'm in the middle because you can't be too forgiving, and then you can always forgive, but sometimes it's easy to be too forgiving sometimes.
You gotta goes back to stand up for yourself. You don't have to forgive someone if you're not ready. That's on you.
Yeah. And sometimes you can choose to forgive someone and walk away, and that's okay too.
And exactly, because sometimes we need. There's people that.
But then for your own good, you need to forgive in your heart so you can let go. Also. Exactly.
And here was a couple others, and we'll wrap it up. But just kind of like the household chores, cooking, laundry.
Yeah. Those are all.
Everybody needs to know how to cook something. Yeah. Everybody needs to know how a stove works.
It's mac and cheese.
Not just a microwave, but actually cooking mac and cheese on the stove. You need to know how to do that. You need to do, some basic cooking.
You need to do your laundry.
And your laundry.
You need the
dishwasher.
I feel like I'm not good at it, but you always told us that making your bed every day. Those are the most successful people. Whenever I do make my bed, I feel so much better about my day.
It's so crazy. It is such a little thing.
To be honest, I need to be better at that.
Yep.
You just wake up. Spurts where I'm I'm good at it for a while, and then I'll just be bad at it for a while.
But it's one of those. If you get up and you make it, it's really weird.
You feel better. I feel better about my day if I make my bed, though.
You really do.
Yeah.
You really do.
Even if it's a little accomplishment, at least you accomplished
That's the word I'm looking for. It's that little piece of accomplishment that you woke up and you can look back when you're shutting that door. The last thing you see is a made bed. Every time I'm like, dang, that looks really good.
Yeah, so then
I did that.
Because I half the time leave my room and I'm like, oh, I gotta shut that so nobody looks in there. That's not as good of a feeling. I was like, oh, I'm gonna, because then if I do make my bed, I'll leave the door open. So I'm like, oh, they can see I cleaned it.
Exactly. So, anyways, hey, that was good. That was good. We were kind of on the same page with what, some things that sometimes you don't think about teaching our kids, but they definitely need to know some of those things.
Yeah.
So if you haven't taught your kids some of those, hopefully it's a helpful tip and you use some. And if you don't, that's cool too. But we can always keep trying and do better, just like we do here every time.
I'm tired.
I know. It is that time. We will, and Monday's going to be here before you know it.
Yep.
So, we will see y'all very, very soon.
Well, I guess we see you guys on Wednesdays.
On Wednesdays at 2.
Or we see you on Mondays, you see us on Wednesdays.
Oh, I like the way you put that because, that hurts my brain to even think like that. So, all right. See you guys next time.